Aloha Namaste, welcome in for an energetic clearing to heal your heart. The process we're going to be using in particular is cord cutting, and a cord cutting process is really good whenever we need to disentangle our energy, maybe mentally, spiritually, emotionally. We still feel really connected to a certain person, place, or job. And what we're trying to do is create a space that we can open up for something new to come in. And for this one in particular, we're going to be focusing on the heart chakra, which is all to do with relationships and connection with people and places. It's our social identity. So what you'll need for this process today is an item that represents the person, place, or job. So like I have this item for me today that represents the person I'm going to be processing, and then a cord or a string. So I have like this small paracord type thing. So a rope, string, something like that, and then maybe scissors if you want as well to make it easier to cut. Now ideally what we want to do is we're going to be tying it around our chest, so if you have the option to make it longer, err on the side of having it longer so that you can wrap it all the way around your chest. It will have a more cathartic, powerful effect if it is genuinely tied around your heart. If you don't have that option though and it's a shorter string, the wrist will also work, and that is totally okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive in. We have everything ready. So to begin this process, we just want to settle in to this present moment, closing your eyes, sitting up nice and tall. The goal of this is to bring the person, the place, or the job in mind. So bring that to your mind's eye now. Just kind of see them, reflect on the memories shared, see any images or things that come up. And if it's negative, then you don't need to sit with it too long, but we just want to allow that energy to be there. We want to acknowledge, oof, there it is. And maybe even thinking about them, your heart contracts or your body tenses up. So just sit with all of that. Just notice, even in the beginning, as you bring awareness to this person, this place, or this job, what comes up? Breathing deep through the nose. Just noticing. Okay, now as you imagine them, the goal of this process is to bring that energy to the forefront. And then what we want to do in order to release it is we have to allow them to be on their own way, and then therefore allow ourselves to be on our own way. So the process of how we do this is to ultimately arrive at a state of freedom. We extend freedom to them, and in return, we extend freedom to ourselves. So first we're just going to, before we dive into the process, we have this person, this imagery in mind. We're seeing what's coming up as we dwell upon that. And now we want to kind of add some breath to it. We're going to energize this, and then we'll head into the actual process. So sitting up nice and tall, eyes are still closed, bringing that person, the place, or job into your awareness. Breathing deeply. Spine is nice and tall. Deep breaths through the nose, out through the nose. So what we want to do now is bring your hands back behind you, chest lifts, expands. Deep breaths, out through the mouth. Deep breath, in through the nose. Chest expands, and exhale. Okay, bring the arms wide, open the chest. Same thing, breathe in through the nose. Out through the mouth. Keep thinking of this person, place, or job. Bring the arms up. Keep the breath going. Bring the arms down. Come out wide again. And back behind you again, full circle. Lean back slightly, arch, lift the chest. And come back neutral. Okay, from here, the chest starting to be expanded. We're starting to open and crack it open. We want to build some more energy before we head into the process. So we're going to be doing some Kalapati breathing, some breath of fire. So To do this, we're going to sit up nice and tall. Eyes are closed. This is a quick snapping in of the belly. So it's a forceful exhale. And then just let the inhale happen naturally. So it's a forceful snapping back exhale through the nose. If you need a tissue, this would be a great time. Before we start, pause real quick, grab a tissue so that you have it on hand. I tend to need that often when I do my pranayama breathing. If you need to do that real quick, go for it. Otherwise, here we go. So we're going to be heading into 30 seconds of this Kalapati breathing, forceful exhale through the nose, and then we're going to add energy. If you want to pump the arms as you do this, that would be perfectly great to add in, but otherwise, let's go ahead and dive in. 3, 2, and 1. Big inhale, and forceful exhale. Keep a pace that you are liking. You can also speed it up if you want to add more energy to it. Halfway there. Seven, 6, 5, 3, 2, and 1. Big inhale. And exhale. Bring this person back to mind. Place or job. Thinking of this time, thinking of this person, thinking of these interactions. All right. So here we go. We're going to take the item that we have that represents them, put it out in front of you. This item is going to represent all the energy, all the imagery that you've been conjuring up, all the feelings that have been coming up within your body. This item is going to represent that relationship. So you have it out in front of you. That item represents it. So close your eyes, put your hands on the item. Deep breath. Exhale. Exhale. Now this item is going to stand in for us as the energetic placeholder for that relationship, that place, that job, that energetic experience. All right, next, grab the cord or the string. Take a moment. Let's make peace with this. We're going to supercharge this with our intention and the symbolism. This represents the energetic cord, the space that is being used up energetically, the energy, the emotional connection, the energetic connection. It is representing that unseen but felt energy connection. Take a deep breath and exhale. Plant that intention. Okay, yes, we see that. Now, take a moment. Tie this ideally, like I said earlier, around your chest. Take a moment and go ahead and do that now. All right. Okay. Now, ideally, what I want you to do is feel this, if you can, feel this around your chest. It doesn't need to be tight, just tight enough to stay. And I want you to feel it, especially with it coming out at the heart. So feel that pressure along the chest, rib cage. Feel that cord extending from your heart. Feel that energetic cord. Maybe even pull it slightly so that you can feel and give more physicality to this. Feel this connection. Okay, wow, this is interesting, right? You can you're giving that energy even more feeling, even more physical sensation to it. We're taking it out of the subtle and bringing it more into the conscious awareness. Now take that and tie it around your item. Take a moment and do that. Okay. So now that you have that tied, I want you to feel this energetic connection. Maybe kind of move the item in different directions and feel it pulling on your heart. Feel the connection here. This is connected to you, and everywhere you try to go, this thing is pulling on you and coming with you, right? This is that unseen but felt, subtle connection that is within the energy and emotional body. Feel that. Close your eyes, breathe into it. Create tension by holding the item out to where there is tension along the string or rope. Notice any sensations that are coming up. What does this bring up to your awareness? What images maybe? What memories? What fears? What awkward sensations? What tensions? All right. Once we bring that to the forefront, your eyes can stay closed. What we want to do is just sit with this feeling, holding on to this string. I want you to really sit with the connection. I want you to feel it. Feel the connection, feel the reality of it. Think about that person. Now from here, what we want to do is take a deep breath. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale. Exhale. Settle into the feeling. Just quiet the breathing. Now, from here we want to think about the times we spent with this person, this place, or this job. The way we can set them free and set it free is to acknowledge that for whatever reason, it was a perfect part in our journey. Even if it was extremely painful, it might have taught us greater levels of compassion, patience. It helped us mature. At bare minimum, any relationship, no matter how toxic, teaches us what we are not and what to avoid, how to be wiser, improves our discernment. There's always something that is being offered. Even in the most toxic or abusive of relationships, there is wisdom being offered for us. Doesn't mean that the relationship was good or we're condoning it. What we are acknowledging is we can always leave empowered, wiser, stronger, more mature. What lessons and growth can you take? Again, bare minimum is you became wiser, you became more discerning. You realized what was not meant for you. That type of person, those characteristics, that job, that place, that town, that style of relationship with your friends or your family, whoever this is, you are learning more about yourself. And we can imagine they are learning more about themselves. All right, so hone in on that, deep breathing into it. What lessons, what growth, what maturity, what wisdom am I taking from this? Feel into it. Offer it thanks and gratitude. Again, not for any negativity that might have come from it. We are not condoning anything negative. The pain was real. There might be real pain here in these relationships. We're not trying to brush that away. But what we are trying to do is let them be free, as well as let ourselves be free by no longer giving this energetic connection more energy. We acknowledge with grace and higher understanding what we have gained. We leave them in gratitude and we genuinely wish them to move on and to be free. The reason why we can do this confidently is because we actually do, even in the worst case scenarios of an abusive situation that we are cord cutting with right now. You do want them to be free because that means their energy will no longer be connected to you. So even in the worst case scenario, we do want this. We do want to set them free because what we're really doing is setting ourselves free. So take a moment, see the lesson, see the growth, own it, take it, acknowledge it, sit up nice and tall and empower it. Give them thanks and wish them the best in their journey, but you are moving on now. And I want you to now cut or undo the knot that is connecting you both. Cut or undo, and thanks, thank you, but I am moving on now. I thank you, but I am moving on now. I thank you, but I am moving on now. Release it. Set it aside, release. Foot is around your chest, lift your arms wide, deep breath, expand your chest. Feel the freedom. I release you. And I wish you the best. I release you and I wish you the best. Hands back behind you. Lift your chest, arch, expand your chest. I release you. I release you. I release you. I release you, and I set myself free. I release you and I set myself free. Arms up overhead. I release you and I set you free. I release you and I set you free as I set myself free. I release you and I set myself free. Settle in, feeling the freedom, feeling your chest free. Expand it. Hands can come back behind you. Lift the chest. I am free. I do not need to be involved in this relationship anymore. I do not need to cling to it, hang on to it. I can move on. I take from it what has been taught, what has been offered, and I give thanks. But I move on peacefully now. I am moving on. I am moving on. And I allow you to move on. I want you to move on. I release you as I release myself. We're going to supercharge this one more time with our breathing. This time we're going to do Bhastrika breathing. This type of breathing is inhale, exhale. So last time we were just the exhale. Now we're going to add even more energy by forceful inhale, exhale. Okay? All right, so 30 seconds of this. With the intention and focus on our freedom, we are supercharging that with so much empowerment, so much freedom. Here we go. Arms can come out wide if you want. You can pump them if you want to build the energy, or just at your knees or thighs. Here we go. Chest is lifted. Most important, spine is tall. And 3, 2, 1, big inhale. And begin. Halfway there, keep your chest lifted. Seven, 6, 5, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, arms up. And exhale. Bring hands to heart center. See them being free. See them going their own way. I want you to visualize the two of you walking separate paths. You are at a fork in the road. They are going left. You are going right. See us meeting at that crossroads, hands at heart center. We bow and honor them for the teachings and the time and the maturity and wisdom and growth they served for us, no matter how painful. We honor that. We thank them. And we wish them well on their journey. Now see yourselves walking those different directions. I wish you the best. Farewell. You have no more energetic connection to me. I am walking my own path. You are walking your own path. Thank you and goodbye. Thank you and goodbye. Repeat these affirmations. Thank you and goodbye. I release you as I release myself. I release you as I release myself. I am grateful. And I release you as I release myself. I am grateful. And I release you as I release myself. See that fork in the road. See them going the opposite direction as you. See the two of you, or that place, that job, see that building, whatever you're connecting this to. See you walking in different directions. You do not need to look back. You do not need to hold on. You do not need to make amends. It is free and clear. We are acknowledging each other. They acknowledge you as you acknowledge them, and you are releasing each other. With gratitude, higher wisdom, and peace. Slowly blink open the eyes. Bring your hands back behind you. Open your chest. Open, open, open. Arms wide again. Chest expand. Inhale. Exhale, arms up tall. Reach, bring the hands together. Reach up tall, tall, tall. Stretch, 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 tall. Empowered. Whenever you start to feel any sort of guilt or memory or connection, I want you to come back to the anchor, which is I release you as I release myself. I am grateful as I release myself. I am grateful as I release you and myself. I am grateful and I am moving on. I am grateful, but we are going in different directions now. I am grateful, but I am walking my own path. This is the highest way to anchor in the transition and to allow ourselves to truly be free, to truly move on. One last final affirmation, sitting with this energy, sitting with this freedom, chest is wide, arms can come out to the side or broad, all the way. I am free. I am free in my newfound wisdom. I am free in my newfound wisdom. Inhale, I am free in my newfound wisdom. I hope this helped you so much. You are free. You are allowed to move on. When we honor the time we spend with those in our lives with gratitude, we are allowed to move on because we see the greater perspective, which is what allows us both to move on peacefully. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am free. Namaste.